At the test sites, people were becoming uneasy. The Army, Navy and Air Force were fighting for nuclear supremacy within the military. Were the UFO hobby groups now forming, really made up of communists? Were the UFOs part of a conspiracy, a particularly sophisticated Soviet attempt to infiltrate the United States and take it over? Under the entry UFO in the National Archives are these images. Some are of interest to bird lovers, but otherwise they are unremarkable. US citizens would learn that the state also lies because it has dirty secrets. In any event, some believe that it was just a diversion to keep secret the real research project. Silverbug. Silverbug was planned as a flying disc capable of many times the speed of sound. Silverbug never flew. In the United States, some scientists think UFOs are an interesting research subject, but no one expects government assistance in the search for the truth. For decades, this historic footage gathered dust in public archives and private collections. But colour has something, an immediacy, a presence that black and white does not. These fragments from the 1940s allow us to see war and peace just as millions of people experienced them. In colour. On the left, as well as on the right, French democracy was suffering a crisis of confidence, especially among those who governed it. But these pictures are authentic. They were filmed by German soldiers as they made their way across a defeated France. In several months of raids, 600 civilians fell victim to Luftwaffe bombing in Algiers. For German businessmen and the economic administrators of the Third Reich, business was booming. Hitler in France. He was filmed by Hans Bauer, his personal pilot, who had just flown him to Calais. He declared, "Paris is the most beautiful city in Europe. It has been my life's dream to visit here. Our capital, Berlin, must become more beautiful." He had conquered France in less than a month. But it wouldn't last forever. That dream was shattered when this stadium in Brussels became a battlefield. They might never have won, but like so many Juventus supporters, Armando, Danilo, Guido and Domenico were convinced that the 29th of May 1985 would become their special day. This allowed dozens of supporters to escape, but dozens of others were trampled and buried. Most of the deaths occurred in this mass of bodies, from suffocation and internal bleeding, but their cousin Domenico was nowhere to be seen. They had to try to find him. But where? And still at the stadium, no decision had been taken, and all logic seemed to have disappeared. 38 people might have died, but the European Cup final had to have a winner. In the end, a single penalty decided the Cup final. Juventus beat Liverpool 1-0 and won the European Cup for the first time in the club's history. And yet, every Sunday, somewhere, what can be more beautiful than football?